welcome to another card tutorial. Today I'm going to be using July's Paper Pumpkin kit from Stampin' Up! To create a card. Before I begin, I'm just going to show you the other cards that you can make if you have subscribed to this card kit. And it's always good to get some good ideas from different places. So these are the 4 cards. The first 2 were note card size, and the last 2 are A2 size, and this is the one we're going to be making today. So I'm going to just show you the things that you're going to need to be able to create this card. So they have this fun little mountain veneer piece, as well as some stickers that will go on top to create the landscape or the hillsides. You're going to need a soft sky card base, and the washi tape that comes in the kit is also soft sky with little plus signs on it. I'm going to be using the 2 inks that come in the kit, Tranquil Tide and Soft Sky, the stamp set for the greeting as well as for the clouds in the background, and we're going to need a card panel that comes in the kit as well. We're going to be using the circle one. So I'm going to punch the circle out, and we're going to use that piece for our card, and the circle is for the other card in the card kit that you can make. So we're going to start with the clouds, and we're going to be stamping that using the soft sky ink. So I'm mounting my stamp to my block and then inking the cloud up with the soft sky, and I've laid the card panel on top just for placement purposes. It's not adhered or anything, it's just there so that I can see where I want to put my clouds. And then I'm going to stamp a few sort of behind that panel, just peeking out the sides. And so I sort of place it where I want it to go and then move the panel out of the way. So I'm going to do that to both sides, and I'll do one on the top as well. And that way it just looks like a continuous pattern all the way across that circle. So once I have all my clouds stamped, I'm going to move that out of the way and then start on the next part of the card, which is building the hillsides. So I'm going to take this Tranquil Tide sticker and just lay it right on top of the wood veneer, and it's shaped perfectly, so you can just line up the bottom and press it on. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the lemon twist piece, and that's going to go right on top, and again lining up the bottom and just sort of sticking them together. So now you can see when we adhere that piece in a little bit, it will just fit right underneath that circle, and it will look like a mountain, which is so fun. So then once that's all done, I'm going to add some washi tape to the bottom of the card panel. So I'm just going to lay that right across, and this is where I forget to look at my card panel and don't notice until I've stuck the washi tape down that I have stuck it to the back of the card panel. And you can kind of tell because there's stitching lines all the way around that circle, and the stitching lines are more pronounced on the correct side instead of the back. So thankfully it's washi tape, and I just remove it and replace it onto the front of the card panel instead of the back. And now once that's done, I just tuck the ripped ends behind and no one will see that. So that is the card panel done. And now I'm going to move on to the next part of the card, which is the sentiment. So I'm going to grab the You're the Best stamp from the stamp set. I'm going to mount that on a block, and I'm going to stamp that onto one of the little sentiment strips that come in the kit. So I'm just grabbing those pieces and inking up my sentiment. Move that up so you can see me stamping. And I just sort of line it up on the grid paper and then line up my block over my sentiment strip, and there's the sentiment. It's really nice and easy. Right, so now all that's left is to adhere everything together. So I'm going to be using glue dots for the wood veneer piece that come in the kit. And I'm going to be quite generous with them just because it is a little bit of a heavier element and I want to make sure that it stays where it's supposed to. So I'm going to add 5 glue dots to the wood veneer and then peel off the backing. And then once that has been peeled off, I'm going to adhere it to my card base. So I'm going to use the panel and I'm just going to sort of put my hillsides where I think I want them in the circle. And I haven't put any adhesive on the panel, I'm just holding it against so I can sort of see where it's going to go. And then once I see where the mountains are, I can push them down. And then I'm going to adhere my panel on top. So I'm going to use dimensionals for that. Because the wood veneer is dimensional already, it's important to add dimension to the panel so that it lays flat. And I also want to make sure that I put dimensionals along the side, but not where the veneer is going to be, because we don't want to put the dimensionals on top of the veneer, otherwise it won't be even. So I'm taking all the stickies off the back of the dimensionals, and then I can line up the panel on the card base, make sure it's nice and centered all the way around. And once I'm happy with the placement, just stick it down. And then I'm going to use some snail adhesive for the sentiment strip that I stamped already. So I'm just going to put some snail on the back. And then once that's done, I'm going to put the sentiment onto the card. And that finishes the card. It's quite easy and it's really fun to do, and I love the look of it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.